One day, while working in the beautiful royal garden, the gardener heard some noise. He looked up and saw some monkeys on the tree above him. On seeing the monkeys imitating his actions, the gardener burst out laughing. When the monkeys saw him laughing, they also started laughing. The monkeys moved their hands in the same way as the gardener did while taking out the weeds. Then one bold monkey jumped down from the tree, sat next to the gardener, and started taking out weeds, just as the gardener was doing. Seeing one bold monkeys also came down and started working with the gardener. They filled a water can, watered the plants, and swept the dried leaves. While they were busy tending to the plants and swept the dried leaves, a friend of the gardener came with the news that a fun fair was to be held in the town the next day. The gardener was very keen to go to this fair, but how could he go? There was this fair, but how could he go? There was no one to look after the plans in his absence. Just then, an idea came to his mind. He went up to the leader of the monkeys and asked him whether he and his group would be willing to look after the garden in his absence the next day. The monkeys agreed, and the next morning, all of them came down and started working like the gardener. They took weeds from the grass, picked up the dried leaves, and swept the lawn. Then they started watering the plants like the gardener had done the day before. A young monkey came up to the leader and asked, "We drink water according to our need. How will we know how much water each plant needs?" The leader thought for a while and said, "Give more water to the plants with longer roots." "But how will we know whether the roots are long or short?" asked the young monkey. "You can take out the plant, see the roots, said the leader, happy at the solution he had found. All the monkeys congratulated their leader on the solution he had found to the great problem that had arisen in the gardener's absence. They all started doing exactly as their leader had told them. They took out a plant, saw the size of its roots, put the plant back into the plants, or rather uprooted all the plants. When they were still at their job, they saw the gardener coming. As the gardener entered the gate, he was very pleased to see the monkeys still at work. He exclaimed, "Ah, this is nice, you all are still working?" The gardener said, "Oh, great. I thoroughly enjoyed myself at the fun fair." The monkey leader said, "Come and see the garden. We have watered all the plants." The gardener came and was shocked to see the garden. He shouted, "What have you done?" All the monkeys were taken aback. The young monkey said, "We have worked so hard and you are still not happy." "You are shouting at us instead of being thankful to us," said the leader. "Thankful for what? You have spoiled the entire garden. Why have you uprooted all the plants? If the king sees this, he'll throw me out of my job," shouted the agitated gardener. "What's wrong with what we have done?" asked the leader. "We simply pulled out the plants to have a look at the length of their roots and know how much water it would need. But we immediately put them back into the soil," said the young monkey. "You fools!" shouted the gardener. "Get out of here at once and don't show me your faces again. It was my mistake that I trusted you." The monkeys sadly went back to their trees. Now the gardener sat there holding his head and thinking of how to rectify his mistake. It took him a lot of time and hard work to resettle the entire garden. The gardener then took a pledge: "Never ever will I leave my duty to enjoy myself.